Hello and welcome to this episode of I Don't Know Jack About Parenting, where today I'm going to be talking about report card day.
So the big question is this: how are parents like us, who don't have a manual, who are doing the best we can, who feel as though we aren't enough, how are we going to raise healthy, happy children who we are proud of and still keep our sanity in that process? That's the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Ryan Roy, and welcome to I Don't Know Jack About Parenting, a podcast for parents who are being real with themselves.
Hello and welcome back to this episode of I Don't Know Jack About Parenting, where today I'm going to be talking about report card day. So I have a third grader. And at our son's school, I don't know if this is true for all schools. I am new at this parenting thing. As I often say, I don't know jack about parenting. I don't know if it's our school, all schools. I don't know. But on the first report card, we get an opportunity to go into the school, go over the report card with his teachers. They tell us where he, excels, what challenges he has, what things he needs to work on. And I don't know what this is like for other parents, right? I don't know what this experience is like. I only know my own experience. And thus far, up to the third grade, and today is his first report card for the third grade, it's always been a pleasant experience. Why? Because he is a good kid, and he gets good grades, and he does his work, and he focuses, and he concentrates. And in my book, Be the Dad You Wish You Had, 40 Powerful Lessons to Become a Powerful Dad, I believe that there are things that I go over in that book that allowed him to have the discipline to concentrate later in life. Some building blocks of life. Some of those things were building puzzles. Some of them were doing art with him, whether it was drawing pictures, painting, creating some type of craft that took hours of he and I's time where we just sat there and did things. Whether he did it or I did it, he recognized that things that are worthwhile took time. So here we are several years later, and those skills play in the classroom. My son is no different than any other average student. Does not like coming home and doing homework. We often have challenges in that area where he doesn't, he's like, why do I have to do this? It's so boring. I was in school all day. Why do I have to come home and do it? And they're kids. That's what they do. They fight the system. But I always say, just like I do, reward the behavior you desire. So when he comes home now, we have a system when he gets home. He gets 30 minutes of downtime. There's an actual video game. It's a math video game that he plays, and he thinks he just gets to play this game that all of his buddies are playing. But when they come out with some strategic math equations that I have a hard time doing, but yet he's doing, I have no problem with him coming home and exercising his brain mathematically before he does his homework, if he enjoys doing it. Then we get in and I say, hey, I still have work to do. He gets home. I'm typically on client calls or something's going on. By the time I come up from the office, I expect your English homework to be done. Why? Because he has Spanish also. My wife works on the Spanish as it is her first language. So what does he do? I give him his downtime. I tell him what time he needs to get off. I'm down here for another hour. I go up. Dad, took care of my English. There was one question I have. Can you check it over with me? Absolutely. What are you doing now? I did this. Did you eat your snack? Yeah, I had my snack. All right, fantastic. Let's get ready for, we have a lot of activities. It could be, let's get ready for scouts. Let's get ready for baseball. Hey, it's a downtime. Would you like to go out and ride your scooter, ride your bike, do whatever it is you want to do because you've taken care of your responsibilities. Listen to what I'm saying here, people. In another chapter, I say create a routine or create a schedule. Guess what? This is a routine that he has fallen into. He walks in, takes off his his shoes. He puts on his backpack. He goes and plays his game. He understands he can get a snack out of the pantry, and he knows which ones he's allowed to have. And I trust that he's going to pick the right ones. Why? Because he knows there's consequences. I know wrappers. I know what's in there. I know what's not. There's consequences for making a choice outside of the choices that he has. Doesn't even think about going outside of those choices. I can honestly say that. And if he does, he will ask, Dad, I know this wasn't on the list, but can I have? Yes, you can. You want to know why? And I always tell him why. Because you respectfully asked. And it's not that big a deal. But he's continuing to do that. Then he goes in, he does his video games. Then he goes in and he does his homework. And then we get into whatever other activity that night provides. It's called a routine. It's called consistency. He knows what he can rely on, and it makes it easy for him to concentrate when he's at school because he knows what the rules of the game are. And the rules of that game are: Mommy and Daddy work. Mommy and Daddy work hard to provide the things and the flexibility and the things that you want and desire in addition to the basic necessities. So we expect, because we work hard and we're consistent, that when you go to school, that's your job. You work hard and you be consistent. And when you do your job, you get the things you want. Just like when Mommy and Daddy do our job, we get the things that we want. That's how this world works. If you are to falter or fail, because if we falter or fail at work, they'll fire us. If you falter or fail, we can't fire you because you must go to school, as we must go to work. We just can't find you another school. So what happens is, we'll reward you for the behavior that we desire, but we're also going to penalize you in areas if you don't show up. And he understands that that is the truth. Why? Because we follow through on consequences. So when report card day comes around, I'm actually excited. As a parent, this day excites me. You want to know why? Because without fail, every time from pre-K on, when we walk into, they say things to us like, he is the model student. We wish everyone was like him. He is well behaved. He is well mannered. He asks good questions. He is diligent in his efforts. He is the first one to listen whenever there are instructions given. He is often encouraging his friends to follow his behavior, not the other way around. Whatever you guys are doing at home, please keep doing it. And then that goes on to show his report card, which is typically all high marks, and there's always, always, always room to improve. And I'm glad that they share those things with us, because I want them to grade him on him. And at the beginning, I used to think they're comparing him to the other kids. And I would say to every one of his teachers, please grade him tough, grade him strong. Do not compare him to the others, because he's his own individual, and we want to push him to his limits. We want him to be able to excel. But if you conform to the rest of the classroom, those things won't be allowed to happen. So please continue to push our child, as we will continue to push them. And thank you, teachers, for being a part of our team. Here's the other thing I'll share, and I may have shared it in an earlier episode. I introduced myself to the teachers at the beginning of the year. And they had an event at open house, and I was able to only be in there a brief moment. So due to other, responsibilities at the school, being the co-president of the PTA, I couldn't be in the classroom that night. And I went there and I said, hey, I want to apologize. I want to introduce myself. I'm Christian Roy's father. I am Ryan Roy. This is the only thing I want to share with you about my son. He's a great kid. He thinks for himself. He will work hard. And if there's anything outside of those things that I need to be concerned about, I know kids will be kids. There's nothing. I said, I want you to call me directly and I will handle it at home. But I expect that this is probably the last time you and I will have to speak. And then they said, well, thank you for that, this and that and the other. And I was going about my way. They was like, we'll see you soon. I said, no, you didn't hear me. You won't be seeing me soon. If you see me soon, there's something wrong. I trust that you're going to do your job here, and I am going to do my job at home. And you have my full confidence that you are great at what you do, and I know he's in good hands. So you won't be seeing me the rest of the year. I forgot I needed to sit in on this meeting with the report card, but I look forward to, because I did see them at an event at the school the other night, and they once again raved. And when you can sit there and laugh, enjoy with your students' teachers, it's because you know, and they know, that they're entrusted with his safety, his knowledge. I trust these women for 7 hours a day with my kid. They are excellent at what they do because I've observed from a distance. The question is, do you trust the people who are educating your children? And if not, do you trust your own parenting skills to empower them to do well in school? So I'll tell you this. It's our job to educate our kids. It's their job to enforce it. And if what they're doing is not in alignment with what you believe, you can make a difference at home. Kids know right from wrong. Kids are bright. If you're teaching them right at home, they'll be fine at school. We'll see you in the next episode. I look forward to Report Card Day.
Do you want to be the dad you wish you had? If so, go get my free book, Be the Dad You Wish You Had, at BeTheDadYouWishYouHad.com. Inside, you'll find my most effective 40 tips to quickly and easily transform yourself into the ideal dad. Go to BeTheDadYouWishYouHad.com now and get it while it's free.